Welcome back. Another week. Ghetto Correspondent News Network. It's your boy, Ant Dammit.
Frankie Diamonds TV.
And we are here reporting live from our homes, respectively. Still quarantining, but we're still bringing you our perspective, hot takes, all that fly shit that's going down in the hood, ghettos across America. So let's just get right to the shits. It's dream selling season, as they like to say. Politics is on the tables across America. Everybody is up in arms. This is one of the biggest and most important elections, I guess, of our lifetimes thus far. I can't remember too many back that were this critical, but everybody's pretty much drawing a line in the sand. So let's start with Diddy. So Diddy launches his black political party, which is called
Our Black Party. That was so generic. It was like, have you ever created a website before? I've done it on Squarespace, and this looks like put together like 2 days before, and he just like, fuck it, just drop that.
Yeah. And you would think somebody as creative and as like successful with creating shit as Diddy that he would have came up with something way more creative than
like all the people that were voting. Y'all, there's no creative team like that. That was what y'all came up with.
Yeah,
I mean, I got my whole theory on the whole thing, but yeah, go ahead with it.
Well, all right. So basically, he talks about his endorsement for Joe Biden for president as he launches the Black Political Party. He sat down with Charlamagne the God. They premiered this on Thursday, and this all happened on Revolt TV. So he also addressed his comments from earlier this year that Black people should hold the vote hostage until political parties show more support for the community. So he stood behind his belief that the current mainstream parties do not do enough for Black Americans, but said voting is crucial. He said it will be irresponsible of me to have us hold our vote hostage, but it will also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth, we are part of the narrative that we own our politics, he said. So our political party, I guess, is our Black Party. Sorry. I can't even say it with a straight face. Our Black Party, he said, with the goal of unifying African Americans behind a single agenda. Diddy said major motivation for creating the party comes from his disillusionment with the current political system. While he endorses Biden's bid for president, he said he does not feel that the elected officials often fail to make good on their promises to Black people. He said that playing the game and supporting Democrats for their views, but problems are still abundant. Neither party has said he has done much for the Black community. Charlamagne said that his choice for voting for Biden was because he chose Kamala Harris as his vice president. And he said having a Black woman like Harris in the upper reaches of the nation's executive branch of government helps bridge the gap and hold politicians accountable. Black women have gotten us to this point. To see him recognize that, I started feeling a little bit better. And they go into a whole bunch of other rhetoric.
Thinking it's all about gender and shit like that. This ain't got nothing to do with gender and Black women and all this other shit. I think Diddy's whole thing, he said don't vote originally. And I guess Democrats talked to him because he didn't say anything else for months. Now, don't you find it ironic 3 weeks into the election, now you want to come up with a Black party? And it's like, remember how critical I was of the Rock Nation stuff. And I'm like, oh, y'all was together at the Rock Nation parties. Y'all could have came up with a Black party back then.
Right.
You knew it was an election year. This was in February when y'all did this, the annual cookout, the barbecue. Now, 3 weeks into the election, to me, it was all put together randomly. And I think it was just the Democrats. Because when I go on that website, when I went on it, it looks like Black Lives Matter written all over it. First thing they got in bold caps in the right-hand corner is contribute. So they're already taking donations. And then they got the agenda tab. First thing on the agenda tab, defunding the police. Then it goes down and down about income, generational wealth. You got to erase the generational poverty first before you could just skip the generational wealth.
What is decriminalizing poverty? Oh, okay, so it does have.
Yeah, like getting rid of like it was based, like I said, generational poverty. Like you got to get rid of that first, and then they got legalizing marijuana. I'm like, that's not a black issue. Like,
no,
just
even though it isn't a black issue, a lot of black people have been affected by the laws.
Going to jail. I get that part, but I mean, legalize. Other than that, I don't even get how that's a black issue. It's legalizing marijuana as far as recreational for smoking. But to me, it looks like something the Democrats got him to do to counteract after Ice Cube's stance took off. Because Wednesday, Ice Cube popped off with what he did, and then here comes Friday, 2 days later, Puffy's talking about a black party. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah. You know? This does look very thrown together. I have a couple takes on it too. I haven't looked into it too much. I've basically been reading a lot of the information that's out there. As far as, you know, where black people are as far as politics go this year. A lot of people are starting to wake up and pay attention to politics, which I think is dope. I remember vaguely saying that when Diddy came out with this hold the vote hostage, that I was like, yeah, I'm in support of that, because we do need to ask for something. Like, we shouldn't just be giving our vote. And everybody said that him saying that was irresponsible, but I said just voting out of fear is irresponsible, which, you know, that's what it kind of boils down to. At this point, and like I tell everybody, we do need, like I've been saying this, and we need to vote in blocks. Like, we do need to put our agendas as a people together. First things first, we got to learn how to come together as a people. I don't think we know how to do that. Looking at this website, it's just like, it's very generic.
It looks like something you put together on Squarespace. Like,
yeah.
.com is like a website builder, and I've done it before, and it takes like a couple hours really if you got time, and you can put together a page. That's what this looks like. And then he says that he's got experts, and he puts these random experts, people I've never heard of before, I've never seen, on here working. And like, you could have had Claude Anderson, you could have had Cornel West, you could have had so many, and then not that I'm cherry picking who, but I'm like, nah, it just doesn't have a lot of credibility to it, this blackparty.com or .org thing that they popped up with. But I think because Cube is opening up the eyes of so many other black people with the bipartisan issue and making it a neutral issue for just black party, for black politics, I think the Democrats, they don't like that. So they're like, we got to find some way to put a corkscrew in that shit.
Right, because if I'm looking on the about page and the leadership they have, I've never really heard of any of these people.
Yeah, and I'm not the most, like, I'm not always into all of this stuff. I'll say that first and foremost. I don't watch the news 24/7. I'm not no politic expert, but I never heard any of those folks. I've heard of some of the people I named.
Right. Well, I mean, that's to go without saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Cornel West, even like Dr. Lamont Hill, some of these cats, but, you know, they just put up some cats that look like Diddy knows from his Harvard party circle and just said, fuck it, put them in there. A lot of people from Virginia was on there.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing too.
You went to Howard. So, I mean, this looks like some random, look, these might be Revolt TV employees. You don't know. You know what I mean?
Damn, so Diddy might be pulling the okie doke.
I mean, look at his interview. He looks so uncomfortable. He looks like he's fucking lying.
Yeah.
And Charlamagne, you know, Charlamagne is being paid for the Democrats. They've been pushing for Kamala, him and Angela Yee and them since last year. They're on MSNBC and all that. They've been pushing for her. So this is another issue, and it's a lot of confusion right now with black people and what to do.
Right.
To vote or not, and who to vote for.
Right. I want to get into this agenda in a second, but I do want to tackle on to what you were just saying about black people and where we are in politics. Yeah, it is a lot of confusion. And I think at this point is where people have been drawing the line. But even after this election, we still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the lazy politics I'm talking about. I think people who are the same people who are telling you or telling folks, if you don't vote, you can't talk. Just vote. I think just telling people to vote is lazy. Just vote and then do what? Because people have this mind. If I go vote, I've already done my job. That's it. And I'm like, no, that's not it.
That's one step in a step of many that need to be taken.
Yeah, it's like a 12-step program. You're on step 1. You got 11 more steps to go. It's a long road. You don't just vote and then I'm good. I did my job. Nah, man. And then demand policy with it. Don't just,
Right.
I don't think we're prepared for what's going to happen if Trump repeats. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
When you get into it with the Cube thing, but when I look into it, we were the only race. Latinos, say what you want about that wall, but Latinos met up with the administration that's currently there. Jews, Italians, Asians, they all, even if they didn't vote for him, they voted in blocks, like you say, and they made something for their people. We didn't do that. We just sat back and bitched about his racism. And cancel culture, I think, has stopped any of us from actually having any kind of dialogue with the current administration. How do you expect to get shit done?
We're our own downfall.
Yeah, you can't. I think cancel culture held us back.
We're blocking our own blessing, like literally. And I'm not saying that we have to.
And it's not begging for the white man. And
right.
No, you're not begging. Like that's administration. That's how legislation gets done. Like
that is how shit gets done. But motherfuckers want to sit on Twitter all day long and talk shit like they are doing something. Like you're not doing anything.
That's why I referenced the 64 Act. And they was like, that's not the same. I'm like, because Lyndon B. Johnson was a Democrat. I'm like, bro, it don't matter. Rather, the bottom line is it wasn't the marching and the chicken dinners that you sold and yada, yada, yada that got you that right to vote. They went up there, the leaders, the civil rights leaders, and sat down and got that legislation. They got that law passed for that. Like that's how you get shit done. You don't fold your arms in this bitch for 4 years.
Right. So the top of their agenda is defunding the police. As everybody likes to say, that whole conversation, I guess, is very convoluted in the sense that a lot of people don't understand what defunding the police means. Most people think that it means to abolish the police or stop paying them, when that's not it. It's just basically taking some of that money and putting it into other resources that can help communities.
Cool with that, but I don't think that should be the first.
Right.
And I think that's very Black Lives Matter-ish. Because Black Lives Matter, the organization, is not really for Black issues. They're really just for that particular issue right there.
Right.
Totality. So when I see that on your Black Party page, and that's the first thing you got, that was like, no, you already know what this is.
Right. But that right there goes to show you. So that's like a whole a voting block in a sense. Like Black Lives Matter is putting their agenda out there. Like this is what you see what I'm saying? Like they're on that, and we can't even all get behind that because once again, everybody has questions, everybody has concerns, which is fine. Which I think when it comes to questions and concerns about shit like that, we should kind of have these conversations behind closed doors, not on the forefront, throw it on the timeline, get it trending, make ourselves look crazy out here. What they also have guaranteed income for all, which I guess they're referencing Martin Luther King's economic dream. So, they're basically saying that where too many Black people are excluded from participation in this economy. Those who are employed face low wages, unsafe working conditions, and risk of retaliation for advocating for workers' rights.
Oh shit.
Yeah, right. We also know that poverty has continued to exist. So, but they're saying that they're guaranteed. But what does that look like? Like, how are they going to do it? You have somebody.
You don't have any solutions. You just saying the obvious. This is like when someone ran for school president in middle school, and they said, "Yeah, no more homework, no detention if I win,
but better lunches."
Yeah, but then better lockers and shit. But they're not telling you how to get any of those things done. So, I mean, anybody could come up with the obvious problems, come up with the solutions, and then you can convince people. And then on top of that, you're already taking donations. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is crazy because it's like
you just came out of nowhere, left field yesterday, and now I'm supposed to donate money. And
But Diddy got money. Like that's the thing that I don't get. People that have money, they create these organizations, and then they continue to ask people for money. And you're asking people for money in a time where people don't have money. We're dealing with the damn pandemic, of the century, the last 100 years.
I see someone gave him $1,000.
Oh, you can see on there? Let's see.
Nah, it was somebody on Instagram. They had showed them giving $1,000. It's another celebrity. I guess they're trying to leave.
Celebrity gave him $1,000. That's it?
Yeah, somebody in the music business. Like, okay, I'm pretty sure Puffy could wipe his ass with that. But to me, a real organization. This is just a front for Black Lives Matter, and just to try to throw in a court, because what Ice Cube did, they still lead the popular vote, the Democrats, but I think Cube is for Black people who could comprehend, who understood it. I think the Democrats are realizing they don't necessarily got that guaranteed Black vote that they've always had for the last 50 years. They're losing a grip on the Black vote.
Well, let's segue into that. So Ice Cube, Black Twitter tried to cancel Ice Cube for allegedly working with Trump. And the reason I say allegedly is because some lady tweeted out that Ice Cube was working with the president.
Yeah, she works for the Trump administration.
Right. And then, it freaking, how the shit hits the fan on Twitter, on social media. It just, people hear it and they just run with it and they just go.
I'm like, one thing I notice is people, the way TMZ puts their stories out, for example, on the social media, what do? They usually show the caption, and they can put whatever they want. And the imagery, they'll put a picture of Cube and Trump together. And if it says Cube working with Trump, if you don't know any better, if you didn't know Cube's been talking about this plan since June, summertime, and then we talked about the Trump Platinum Plan a couple of weeks ago. So imagine if you don't know that, plus you see that picture and then you see that caption, Trump working with Cube, then you don't click the link to read it. Yeah, and I think that was majority of the people who just flipped off instinct. They were just like, huh? I'm like, that's lazy, bro. Click the link and fucking read.
And read. And reading is fundamental.
I learned a lot of motherfuckers read it and they couldn't comprehend.
Because they already had it made up in their mind.
I don't know what's worse, if you looked at the clickbait or whatever and looked at it that way, or you actually read it and just couldn't comprehend. And people are like, I read the article. I'm like, and you still don't get? I'm like, okay.
Right. So Q basically said he didn't run to go work with any campaign, but both campaigns contacted him in regards to his contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you had, but let's really dig into it after the election. And one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's what I did. So I didn't run to anybody, is what Cube said. And so they compared it to Trump's Platinum Plan, which includes initiatives such as neighborhoods with highest policing standards and replacing failing schools with full school choice. He said he's willing to work with both teams, and he said whoever is willing to work with him, he's not playing no more of these political games. We're not a part of a team. So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. He said that our is referring to Black Americans. I'm not going in there talking about minorities. I'm going in there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are descendants of slaves.
Yep. And people don't even get that. I'm like, yeah, that's ADOS, so it's just Black lineage. And like the people of color narrative, that kind of a lot of times is like deception or a blanket. It overcovers, because people of color could be anything. That could be me, you, Asians,
Indians,
Latinos. They'll use that term and forget all and do for everyone, do for everybody, and overlook Black people who ancestors built this country.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of Black folks are so with this. We love everybody but ourselves. So
yeah. We're so forgiving of everybody, but you see how, like, with Cube, they're willing to tear him down for what he said. And the problem is, I don't think a lot of people understand, like you said, what he's trying to do. I was listening to, I think this was The Breakfast Club. There was an interview they was doing, I forget the guy's name, forgive me, but he was basically saying how we shouldn't be married to one party, right? Like we should, as Cube is doing, get ourselves together, or it's Cube and Diddy are attempting to do, get ourselves together as a group, get our shit. This is what we want. Now, who basically auctioning off our vote? Who the highest bidder? What are you going to do for me? What are you going to do? I got 50 over here. I got 100 over here. You know what I'm saying? That's how it should be done, because
like
technically, Asians, they
have a Pacific party
Jews
too for no reason.
Right.
They
go with a
policy for your people.
Damn, you serious over there today? It's real. This nigga's like.
Nah, my shit fell. I didn't have it stood up right, but yeah.
Same thing though. The every other race, and I don't understand why we as a people are having a hard time understanding this. We're still our biggest enemy. Like, we can say what we want about the police. We can say what we want about the justice system, all of that. We are our biggest enemy. Cube's sitting here telling you like, yo, I'm just trying to sit down and see what they're going to do for us. Trump's platinum plan sounds like a crock of shit.
Somebody said we should be offended by the name platinum because like, is it like some kind of hip hop reference? The platinum for the Negroes, for the platinum plan for the blacks.
I mean, yeah, it is.
I'm disappointed with the people like if you notice, and people say what you want, and I don't. People are like, why do you hate this and that? A lot of times it's programming. You've been doing this for 50 fucking years. Me and you, neither one of us are 50 years old. So
right.
For our whole lifetime, all we've ever known since we've known about voting is what? Black people do what? Vote Democrat.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't help when you got influential media people and everyday black media like Steve Harvey, Breakfast Club, Charlamagne and them, D.L. Hughley. They talk and all they do is promote the Democrat agenda. And like D.L. Hughley spent 4 years bashing Trump and getting his listeners angry about Trump, and then never offered no solutions, never said anything, never offered any kind of dialogue. And then you want to he's pushing this agenda to his fans that Cube sold out. And I'm like, bro, just admit you're being paid by the Democrats, like the DNC. They're paying black people with influential power to continue to push this narrative that we should vote Democrat. Right. So it's hard to get people's mindsets to change like the way you're talking when you got so much influential people backing old shit. How do you fucking get them to wake up?
Right.
I mean, all our black media outlets push that Democrat shit.
Mm-hmm. And that is, like you said, is the bigger issue here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, damn, like, even our black celebrities, like they never say, hey, we need to do for ourselves. They push one agenda.
And that's
because they're good. They're secure in their life, like that financially, like their families don't have to go through the same struggles.
It'll be Biden and Cardi B. It could be Charlie Clips and DNA did a Biden commercial. You know, like
that was crazy. Yo.
The difference is there's not a specific party that Cube is working for, or
right.
Excuse me, they've handpicked him to get the black vote. Like, this is not what you usually see with a black celebrity. So people misquoting Malcolm X, throwing that clip around, y'all got it all wrong. This is not the same thing as the typical puppet. Like, Cardi B was used as a puppet. You can't.
Right.
Cube was used.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up this contract with Black America that Cube has, because I want to see what some of it is about. It should be loading. Because I never looked at it. Apparently he wrote it up in August.
Yeah, he was talking about it over the summer.
Right.
Cube's on the same outfit for like 5 months now, too.
Well, if you think about it, most of his career.
That black shirt, beard, and a beanie.
Yeah, like most of his career, his outfit, his COVID outfit is crazy.
Yeah, he been wearing that all summer, all year. I'm like, damn, Cube
like a California Taliban. That shit is crazy. God damn, why is this shit taking forever to load up? I do want to read it, but we'll get back into that when it loads up. So people have been calling him a sellout, which is crazy because like you said, nobody else has any other answer, right?
Oh,
And I guess I could be just as guilty of being like, you know what, vote, vote, vote. But it's like, what what else is there to do? I mean, obviously, I'm sitting here still doing my homework and learning every day, as much as information comes out. So I try to share what I can. And, even when I'm wrong, like I think last week or whenever we were talking about Shaq, I think it was last week when I was like, I don't care who you vote for. Then I thought about it like, yeah, I do. I would be lying to myself if I say I don't care who you vote for because I obviously
it's a race.
right. And I have my things that I care about that I would like for you to back me. Not you, but the general you. So I would be a lie if I said, yeah, I don't care who you vote for, when in actuality I do. But I would rather you exercise your vote and don't vote for that asshole Kanye West.
That's another thing they're saying. If you vote for him, that's the same as voting for Trump because that's a loss for Biden. I'm like, this whole mindset. And I was getting on Amanda Seales. I'm like, what's the solution if he loses? We were the only group that had no kind of contact with the current administration.
Right.
At some point, and it was only because of cancel culture. Because I remember they tried to cancel Jim Brown for meeting with Trump in the beginning.
We all did. When Steve Harvey went with him, I made a video about it, cracking on Steve.
Oh, yeah, fuck eyes and shit. Yeah, but like the cancel culture held us back from having any kind of dialogue with the administration to demand policy and to try to get things done. Because even though Trump and hip hop has a great history together, when he ran off with the MAGNA campaign, it just became unwritten rule in black culture: don't stand next to him or you're a fucking sellout.
Right.
And I give Q credit for saying, fuck it, cut cancel culture. Y'all might not understand this, the Nimrods, but this is how shit has to get done. We can't just...
Because that's not him necessarily standing next to him. You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's who you got to deal with. That's just
right.
who the president is at the time. And I think people forget this. That's not my president. I'm like, yeah.
Unfortunately, he is. If you're an American,
the YMCA rally, that's the president, bro.
That is wild. That man gonna break his damn hip. You know what is crazy? You just said, damn, it just slipped my mind. But basically, how people when he first ran or whatever, like everybody was drawing the line. Whereas though, yeah, you could draw the line because we understood what he was saying. Like, all right, yeah, this guy is definitely speaking to a base.
Oh yeah.
But we as Americans, we can get in there too and be like, look, I don't understand it. Like maybe it's all like for him, because I feel like what Trump is doing, he's playing the social media game with the country. You know what I'm saying? He knows it's going to trend. He knows what's going to pop. So he's going to say it and watch you bite. And so when
he's a businessman, the first thing of business is you find your fucking audience. Isn't it? You find your audience. He found his audience. He never really catered to them prior to when he was doing The Apprentice and all that stuff.
He ain't give a shit.
He found that audience and said, fuck it. I can get them to vote for me quicker than I can black people or whatever. And he went with that. But my whole thing is you can't just not demand policy and just that's just the only motivation. This is get him out of office. I haven't heard a single person bring up anything about policy when it comes to Biden. All I hear is just get 45 out. And I'm like, that's irresponsible because what happens if he repeats? We're going to sit around for 4 more years and do nothing.
And try to cancel each other again. I told y'all, we're going to be tweeting from concentration camps. And you better hope that this motherfucker don't take away the First Amendment.
Yeah, in cotton fields. I mean, and this is like when Herschel Walker endorsed Trump. Dominic Silk endorsed Trump. When someone says they're endorsing you, they will say that.
Right.
This is not the same. A lot of niggas can't comprehend. And that was sad.
It is sad.
The dedication of Black America really was shown last week. I was like, nah, man. Like I was this DL Hughley and to really let people down.
Yeah, because nobody really has a plan. It's like you said, the more I sit and think about it, the more I'm like, damn, yeah, nobody really has a plan.
Yeah.
Everybody's always just saying, and I think that was always my issue with people saying, oh, vote, vote, vote. Your ancestors fought for you to have this right. But like you said, vote, but then what? You know what I'm saying? Because when I was 18, it was like, all right, vote. So it's like, all right, I go vote. That's it. Like I didn't think about anything after that, and nobody said anything after that.
Why isn't there a website y'all can promote on a shirt or on social media where it has like all 51 states and all counties, who's running, like a website like people could go to educate themselves on the actual candidates and stuff. Promote educating people about voting on top of it. Don't just say go vote.
That should be what the our Black Party is about. That should be what they do, like set up something like that to educate people.
Yeah, instead y'all just saying, look, these are our new experts that we know from Howard University, and
these are my buddies.
Yeah, Puffy's butt buddies from Howard he used to party with, and I'm like, that's it. Like, it's more than just going that, because that's just lazy, bro. That's just people who don't vote. They say that don't vote is lazy. I'm like, well, just voting for the fuck of it is just as lazy. Right. I don't care how long you stood in line. That you wasted your time if you stood there for 5 hours and you just didn't know who the fuck you were even voting for.
Right. Especially in the era of information, you got everything at your fingertips. Just freaking putting somebody's name into Google.
I'm telling you.
Because people do the same shit when a celebrity or somebody does something that they don't like, or somebody pops up. Right. Yeah. Like Kamala Harris, y'all motherfuckers went and dug up everything that she ever done. Not saying that this woman is perfect, but I'm just using this as a reference. They dug up everything she's ever done to discredit her name. But yet and still, everybody else that's out here, y'all don't even go look up them, see what good they've done, or right.
Like that, when I looked up all that information in the video I did last week on how many, when I said, yo, y'all want to cancel each other, you could cancel some of these big companies that support Trump. I looked that up in a 2-minute Google search, and it was Equinox, Planet Fitness, CVS, Shell gas station, all of this stuff that are on record are public supporters of Trump. And I'm like, cancel these motherfuckers. That was a 2-minute Google search, bro.
Right.
This stuff isn't hard to find.
But I always feel like that's a tough card to play, canceling a corporation because of who they support. Because shit, Nike, they give money to both sides. So it's like, that's them being like, hey, listen, we're gonna.
Yeah, but it's still, to me, it makes more sense than canceling somebody like that.
Right.
How do you cancel Ice Cube? What do you stop watching Fridays?
You can't.
Yeah, you stop listening to his old records. Like, how do you cancel? He's already made his money. He good. His son's
The thing is, nobody has ever really been canceled other than what's that comedian lady, Kathy Griffin?
Well, I'm talking about like in black culture.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, in general, like everybody's talking about cancel this person, cancel that. It's like it gets quiet for them for a minute, but
they can actually cancel you from Hollywood or something.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have the power to cancel anybody. So I'm like, y'all shut the fuck up.
But shit, they got rid of her before cancel culture was really a thing. Like she did that picture with the damn head and
yeah. I never heard of cancel culture until Trump got in office. I'm like, that mentality y'all have is the same as these racist crackers at these rallies. I'm like, the same passion and this toxic energy they got. That cancel culture is just a reflection of that to me.
And this guy out, I can't believe he's still doing rallies. Like he out here just, he trying to kill the fucking country one cough at a time. I'm telling you, man. Like every time I see that shit, I'm like, and these people are going there openly, just standing next to each other.
I think people at this point don't give a fuck. The Lakers won the championship, and like 7,000 people was at downtown Staples Center partying Sunday night. But people don't give a fuck no more.
I don't social distance enough for me, man.
No more.
I'm sorry. And shit. Well, we could talk about that in a second too. But fucking, what's his Plies? This guy.
Oh, yeah, Plies. The reason he has on Twitter is for a reason.
Reason why what?
I was like, it's a reason he's got me blocked on Twitter. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Plies. There's something wrong with that dude. And I guess because he has a following, because people find him hilarious, that now he thinks, all right, let me try to flip the switch. What the hell? He said something about having the cast of power telling people to vote.
I think he was trying to be funny. And he was like, if I could get everybody who want power to use their
Yeah,
power,
because he can't even. Oh my
I can
God.
have all the power. That's what he said.
I couldn't watch the video without laughing. The nigga could barely complete. It's not even that he could barely complete a sentence. He never finishes his words. Like
No,
he always cuts off the last letter,
that
the
nigga's from
last two letters.
That nigga's from Tallahassee, Florida. He grew up on Quarter Waters and the icy lady down the street. He has no knowledge. I'm like, get out the fucking car and do a podcast. Be professional. But
Nah, let him just do the podcast from the car. That's what he's comfortable at. Backseat driver.
He's
Here we
lazy
go.
ass to do IG clips. But yeah, he was trying to say if everyone who watched Power voted, then he would have all the power as a black person. Like if we could get all 6 million of y'all who watch that every week to vote, we could overcome. I was like, okay.
Nigga, what?
He's trying to make a point, but be funny. And I was like, nah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my, see, this is why you got to leave the fucking comic relief to the comics. Like, Plies, like, just do what you're good at. Like, you're good at saying like crazy off the wall shit. Like, just stick to like, oh my God, I get it. You know, everybody's trying to use their power, as Plies says, but nah, this ain't it, bruh. Like, you got to let it go.
And then they were trying to make it seem like he was subliminally taking shots at Ice Cube earlier this week also about people being selfish and being it all in for themselves. And I was like, look, I don't care if Cube got on one knee and kissed Trump's foot. Plies is not in any shape, form, or fashion in his league to call out Ice Cube. Plies isn't qualified to call out Ice Cube, period. Right. It's ranked to this shit. You know what I mean? You ain't in that. Nah, it ain't too many rappers currently alive, I think, that got that rank that could even pull that.
No, they can't, because like we said in the beginning, Ice Cube has been the same since day one. You know what I'm saying?
Make the argument that, because remember, he was like one of the first early political pro-black rap dudes on that commercial scene. Like, NWA, Express Yourself. You think Eazy-E and them niggas wrote that?
Nah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Cube, Public Enemy, stuff like that. And it's almost as if maybe they marginalized Cube's impact on the youth by putting him in Hollywood and taking him out of the music business.
Right.
Because they took him out. He just became a regular movie star. I think he was having a strong impact on influential impact on young black folks with some of the shit he was putting out. And then they just handed him that Hollywood check. And so a lot of people kind of forgot, I guess.
Yeah.
Or don't know at all. You know, it's just, that was 30 years ago.
But he said he's like, he's been the same since day one. And
y'all got caught up in movie hype. And I get some people, I don't trust no celebrities. I get that. But this isn't the usual puppetry that you see when they just handpick a guy, a party, and say, hey, go out there and dance, nigga, and get us some votes.
Right. This ain't it. And what the hell was that other shit Plies talking about? The Lakers should give Breonna Taylor's family their championship trophy.
Yeah, that was a quick post and delete. He been on a roll this week, so he started off the week with that. Then he did the Trump shit. Then he was Plies been on one, man.
Nigga, put the yak down.
Yeah, that nigga said y'all should get a trophy to me, and he put an exclamation point. Like he really thought he was.
He was serious. What my whole thing is, what was that going to do? Because then I guess there was somebody else inside of in one of his posts, I guess, where the hell is it, that said that the Lakers should give it to Kobe's family. And it's like, why? Like, you know, and I hope nobody takes this the wrong way.
Yeah, mad at that.
But why? Like, what? Like, yeah, God bless the dead, the man.
I can see if he was an active player and he was actively on this Lakers team and that happened. Okay, but he
retired
almost 5 years ago.
His number is he's forever a Laker. He's like, any championship that they win after that, he's got
2 jerseys in the rafters. Like, that's the highest honor you could have. He's gonna have a statue in front of the building. He wasn't on this active team, so I don't see how that's just being over emotional.
Yeah, that's that. What is it called? Being a trope, I guess. Where it's
It's like
like,
it's like when you have a funeral. The funeral director will be like, they'll try to sell you a bundle of flowers that they'll put out there yearly all around, and they
oh
try
yeah,
to
the
you because
platinum package.
yeah, they try to take advantage of you because they know your heart is hurting. So they like,
Right.
let's take advantage of it, and they're emotional, they're sentimental right now. And nah, Plies, giving that trophy to Breonna Taylor family, it was not gonna bring her
They're
back.
not even from LA.
They're from Kentucky. You know, I'm like, what the fuck they want that big shit for, the Larry O'Brien trophy?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is that going to do for them? Like,
They got 12 million, but that still didn't bring their daughter.
exactly. That they don't. I'm sure they didn't even want that. And it's like you
I
talking about
bet
some
they
they
didn't
should.
turn it down either, but yeah.
Oh hell no! Nah. But still, like, what the fuck? Like a trophy for what? Like that ain't doing nothing for the family. That ain't gonna do. What is
These are
that
Roy
symbolizing?
about, man. This is Plies we talking about. A man
I
named
know.
a
But
tool, man.
I was trying to make sense out of it because I was like, all right, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. But what is it symbolizing?
That shit
Like,
was so dumb. He took it right down because it was a quick post and delete. Because I didn't even find it on his page. It was gone
put
by
the
some
yak
time.
down. This is why
Yeah,
niggas need to not drink
first thing in the
Hennessy.
morning. This was first thing in the morning. He was tripping. Now I think it was a wake and bake.
Listen, he definitely wake and bake coming off that yak high from the night before. This is
Yeah,
why once you hit 25, you got to stop drinking Hennessy, black people. This shit is not meant to drink like that.
this shit fucking up your brain cells, man.
Word. Niggas
Plies.
doing dumb fucking little ass fucking Tory Lanez allegedly shot Megan Thee Stallion going off the yak.
Yeah, that
Come
yak is.
on, man.
It's
Listen, I love Tupac, one of my favorite rappers ever. The nigga didn't make the best decisions drinking that Hennessy.
90s Hennessy on top of that. You know,
Come on now. Come on. God damn it. Speaking of where you want to stay with rappers, or you want to talk about fucking these black people trying to kill a community?
going black people trying to kill the community.
So Quavo is pitching his own McDonald's meal deal, or he's trying to get one, which is crazy because then the Migos they had a thing with Popeyes, right?
It did. I thought they was doing Sprite commercials and shit like that.
I don't know, but
Promoting.
yeah, this shit is crazy. So he wants to, you know, be up there with Travis Scott. I guess his own meal deal would include a plain double cheeseburger, their new spicy McNuggets, a medium fry, and some barbecue sauce. What is with black people and barbecue sauce? We
The
put
niggas love
barbecue
barbecue
sauce on everything.
Yeah. I
Nick,
mean, people are gonna eat that shit regardless. I can't really blame it on these rappers for to turn down money from
yeah, but
McDonald's. Yeah, well, I don't know what's worse. Somebody who don't eat it, like an athlete who just does the commercial for the money and tell you to go get the 10-piece, like a basketball player would do that, and they
right.
don't eat that shit. What's worse? Not even eating it at all, but telling you, yeah, go get this, or somebody who really real deal eats that shit.
Nigga, we dying.
Yeah,
We dying. Like, and you telling
GMO.
exact. And so what I don't get is with, like I said, we're in the information age. I don't understand how, with all of the knowledge that we have about like trying to boost our immune system, with all of that conversation that was happening through COVID up until now, et cetera, you still have these celebrities, these rappers who are promoting this unhealthy shit. McDonald's probably kills more black people than black people, and the police combined.
Yeah, more than COVID, anything. All police. What's the combo again?
A plain double cheeseburger, so that means no ketchup, no onions, no veggies, none of that, even though the veggies ain't real. Their new spicy McNuggets, which probably isn't real chicken, a medium fry, and some barbecue sauce.
That sounds like the Travis Scott shit. You just replaced the double with the quarter pounder. And that's Quavo?
Quavo of the Migos.
That meal sounds kind of whack. Even if I was going to eat McDonald's, I
ain't
mean,
eating that.
how much is the deal worth?
They didn't say. He's trying to pitch it to them. So I don't even know if he put a price on it.
That's
right.
That's similar like Travis Scott, man. That's a lazy pitch. Go take that
right.
shit to Plies or something like that. Take that shit to Hardee's or something. Rallies, Checkers. Checkers sells Kool-Aid. So I mean, these places are literally targeting stereotypical nigga shit. Checkers sells Kool-Aid, nigga.
Oh
No
my
bullshit.
God. That's
Blue and red.
crazy.
You got blue and you got red.
Blue Kool-Aid at that? Jesus Christ, man. They're really trying to kill us. Well, here's something that everybody grew up on that still killing people. So Top Ramen, they have a chief noodle officer competition going on.
Who can make the best oodles and noodles?
Basically, your best ghetto ass oodles and noodles recipe.
Ghetto Olympics.
Yeah.
The best oodles and noodles.
Yeah. So they're a golden anniversary, a celebrity judge, and every noodle lover's dream job. They're announcing the hashtag how do you top ramen 50th anniversary contest. So basically they want to see how you can, what little hood recipe you got. Do y'all do the little one on the tuna and the noodles, which is a jail recipe? Do y'all put hot dogs in it? Which
some nigga from jail gonna win that shit because they the most creative cooks on earth. I didn't know. I learned something new every day. I didn't know ramen been around 50 years.
Yeah, I just learned that too. I was like, 50 fucking years they've been selling us this goddamn shit.
Been around since the early welfare food stamp days.
God damn, this shit that definitely came out with welfare. Welfare, roaches, and ramen came out at the same time.
Put that chicken pack in there. I got my little recipe.
I grew up off the shit too, but I ain't eating this shit now. I stopped eating this shit freaking at least 6-7 years ago, maybe even more. Hot sauce. Oh my God! When I lived in Boston, right, and this was years ago, probably well over 10 years ago. But I was in Boston, and I was eating the fuck is that shit? I was eating ramen, right, and I was broke, so I had to pack. I was eating this shit 2 weeks straight. 2 weeks straight, I ate it. I think this was probably the last time I ate it. 2 weeks straight, putting mad hot sauce, butter, all of that. Fucking every day for 2 weeks. And when I tell you my stomach was fucked, I was broke. But my stomach was fucked up. My shit was fucked up. And that I don't think I've touched it since then.
Every day.
Every day.
That was the go-to. That was one of the go-to things. But yeah, it's a snack. That's first and foremost. That's a snack. When you broke and you struggling, you can make a snack into a meal. But
right.
Generally, and that's like that. That's what fast food really is. It wasn't until I got into fitness and nutrition. It's a snack.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get full as a grown man off of a what's that? What it was? A McDouble, plain McDouble.
Yeah, that little ass burger.
That's a snack, man. That's not a meal.
That shit don't work.
Yeah, there's nothing in the keys of nutrition. Where's your vegetables? Where's your starch? Where's your fucking fiber? That shit is a joke, man. But I know that might sound boring, like typical good food, but I mean, how the fuck you think your grandparents and them lived to be 80, 90 years old? They wasn't eating all shit.
Eat some damn vegetables. God damn it.
Well, our generation isn't going to live to see 75, 80. Like,
nah.
I hope you realize that. Not eating all this shit.
Eating ramen, McDonald's, drinking Hennessy.
It's set up for us to buy it.
Smoking grape Swisher Sweets.
Go to a McDonald's, all the nasty, cheap, GMO-filled shit is $1 menu and $5 or less. The salad and the grilled chicken, the few healthy stuff they got, $8, $9, $10 after tax. They tax you for the healthy shit, but you can get 2 apple pies for $1.
That shit's crazy. But this ramen contest, right? So hold on, it gets better. So beyond having a resume boost and bragging rights, the winner will also receive a $10,000 payday, a one-on-one mentorship from the Nissan CEO Mike Prince, chance to taste new Nissan products and share feedback and recipe ideas, and I guess a lifetime supply of oodles of noodles.
Who the fuck want a lifetime supply of that shit? Just give me the check. Give me the 10 grand. And what is mentorship? What is that? Like undercover boss?
I guess you get to sit there with him for a day and watch how he fucking yells at people and write checks.
For the company or something now?
I don't want to.
Give me a job with the company for and let me get my foot in the door. Fuck a lifetime supply that bullshit.
That's crazy. Like.
Fucking gig. Get somebody a career job in there. And when people need jobs these days, that would be a better offer than a lifetime supply of top ramen, any flavor.
That shit is sickening because we were just talking about fucking Travis Scott and his McDonald's deal, and then some dude named J Balvin. I don't even know who the hell he is, but he's got a McDonald's deal. And here's Quavo trying to, give out his, hey, listen, I want one too. And now you got freaking Ramen being like, yo, we got 10 racks to whoever can give us the best ghetto recipe.
You know how much fucking sodium is in one pack of seasoning of that shit? Like, fucking one little silver pack of seasoning. I know some people got to put 2. I'm like, yo, y'all wilding 2? Y'all wilding 2? I don't need 2, man. I'm like, bro, I had to stop eating shit like that because I was always one of them niggas when we make Kool-Aid, like me and my pops. So we don't get the tablespoon and
you pour that shit in there.
We pour that bitch in there, and I mean, until it tastes right. There's no
go based off color.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I can't keep doing this shit now. Yeah. I stopped drinking Kool-Aid maybe 10 years ago, maybe more earlier than that. Like,
right. And don't get me wrong, every now and then I'll eat some junk food, but I try to balance it out. Like I'm not.
I had some pumpkin spice donuts earlier. Like,
all right, you turn into a white woman now. Pumpkin spice anything that's like white woman related.
When you buzzing, man, pumpkin spice donuts, man, anything is pretty munchable when you got the munchies like that.
Right, but pumpkin spice though.
This shit is slamming, cuz. This shit is popping.
Just when you thought you knew somebody, god damn.
Man.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know if you guys wanted into that ramen thing. I guess they, it's on their website. You can go to Nissan, what the hell is it? NISSIN, NissanFoods.com, and you can, go to their stories, and they're looking for a chief noodle officer.
Officer, wow.
Yeah, and then all of the rules and shit is on that page. I ain't even getting into that. Yeah, I think that's almost it. Bobby Shmurda was denied parole, if anybody cares.
Damn.
Yeah. He said he's a changed man, but he's not. The parole board isn't denying it.
He was a man. He went in there, a boy.
Yeah, but apparently,
it's been a while.
Huh?
It's been a while. He's been in there.
It's been a few years.
He is a man.
Yeah, but during his first hearing, the transcripts revealed exactly how he made his case to be released. He said he is no longer impulsive and takes time to think about others and walks away from bad situations when they pop off. But there's good reason that didn't fly with the board. They pointed out he had multiple violations while in prison, including allegedly having a shank, fighting, and drug possession. He said he wants to get a high school GED when he gets out. Most likely. Huh?
What the fuck else he got to do? Why you can't get his GED in there?
I think they stopped that shit in
stop letting niggas get the. Oh yeah, stop letting niggas get the.
Which is that right there should just tell you what type of system we're dealing with.
Type of system, yeah. But then another thing is, why the fuck didn't you have one anyway before you went? But
he was selling crack since he was in the 5th grade.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. He told us all that first.
He told everybody that song "Hot Nigga." He told man, listen.
I came from the hood too, but I come from a family, nigga. You was either gonna work or you was gonna go to school. So
right.
If you just at 15, and the way I was raised, if you was gonna drop out, you better get a full-time job and help.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't want to work at 15, so I stayed my ass in school.
I didn't want to go to jail, so I didn't sell drugs. That was it for me.
That too. When I found out niggas had to, all the stuff in prison and shit, and not going into details, I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't like being in my room for hours.
Exactly. I don't like being too close to other men. I don't even like people hugging me. I hold my breath when people walk by me. That's why wearing these masks is like kind of a good thing, because now I don't have to like hold my breath when I'm walking near people. Yeah, no. So whatever, prayers for Bobby. Hopefully he comes home soon. Before we go, since one rapper's trying to get out of jail, here's another rapper that's about to go to jail. So some LA rapper, what the hell is his name? Nuke Bizzle, I guess. He was arrested after he bragged on record about filing false unemployment claims. So yeah, he
Dumbass.
Yep. He's 31 of Memphis, Tennessee. He's been accused of fraudulently applying for more than 1.2 million in jobless benefits.
He's
God
31, cuz. He
damn.
doing this shit. I'm thinking, when you said, I thought you were going to say he's 19, he's 20, 31. Fucking imbecile.
Listen, I told niggas after 30, if your rapping ain't pop off, you might as well just call it quits, buddy. But that's just me. And I don't want nobody out there to be like, yo, you's a hating ass nigga.
Some of the niggas I fuck with all kind of up in age, like Gibbs and them, but them niggas have been at it for a long
Right.
time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the nigga from the neighborhood. Like this dude, he got on by scamming.
Oh, so this ain't no like he ain't no hot boy nigga out there in the streets.
Nah.
Scammer.
Nah. He was arrested in Vegas.
Who happens to rap.
Yep.
Okay.
He was arrested in Vegas, and he had 8 EDD debit cards on him, 7 of which were in the names of other people.
Wow, this nigga had it going on.
Yep.
And who was this again?
Nuke Bizzle.
Nuke Bizzle.
Nukebizzle. So weeks before the arrest, he already snitched on himself by creating a song called EDD. EDD is California's unemployment benefit program. Okay, which is under the Employment Development Department. This nigga got
to disguise it, call it something else. You don't fucking, bro. This generation is a show and tell generation. They got to show and tell.
Yep. And I was just about to say, Bobby Shmurda was the catalyst for this. Because you go back to Hot Nigga, this nigga told everything on that song, popped off, had a great fucking summer, maybe 2, summer and a half.
Against him in court.
Yep. And then they shipped his ass right on off.
Hip-hop police always been listening, but back to other rappers in our generation, they used subliminals. They were clever. They were witty.
Right.
They made you have to think and pull strings, and you couldn't just play tapes in court and to reference as easily. These boys is flat out blunt with it.
Yeah. Yo, the nigga said he rapped about doing my swagger for EDT and getting rich by going to a bank with a stack of these while holding up several envelopes of EDD.
Dumbass.
The second man in the video raps, "You gotta sell cocaine. I just filed a claim."
Wow. These niggas is bold.
Yo, this shit is hilarious. Is Nuke Bizzle featuring Fat Wizard EDD on YouTube? According to the affidavit, the investigation turned up at least 92 EDD debit cards preloaded with more than 1.2 million in fraudulently obtained benefits mailed to the addressees that Baines had access. Baines is the dude's government name. Into Beverly Hills in Koreatown.
He got the system.
Yep. Baines and his co-schemers, they didn't even call them co-defendants, they called them co-schemers, allegedly withdrew or spent more than $704,000 in cash from these cards. God damn. He's been charged with access device fraud, aggravated identity theft, and interstate transportation of stolen property. If he's convinced, he faces statutory maximum sentences of 22 years in federal prison.
I guess it was worth it. I mean, it was.
Was it?
It was dumb, but it was actually a smart thing. The scam itself was smart, but he told on himself.
Yeah.
That's the dumb part. You had to think on. I think what it is, a lot of times criminals get greedy, and it's like
they want you to know.
Yeah, I used to steal a lot when I was a kid. What made me kept doing it is because I never got caught. And I think because they never got caught, they just kept doing this shit over and over and over. Then they got arrogant and started bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like, we can't get caught so bad. We so good. We just gonna fucking brag about it. Now you about to go to the slammer.
Yeah.
Mugshots taken.
That's what happened to fucking Escobar, Pablo Escobar. The motherfucker was too arrogant. Like
Pablo Escobar had Jerash.
This nigga had everything. He wasn't satisfied with having everything. He wanted more. He wanted people to know that he was a badass, and that was his ultimate downfall. Like, I've watched freaking Narcos and all sorts of Pablo Escobar documentaries like 800 times. So the one thing I did notice is his arrogance is what brought him down. There was so many times where the government was like, all right, dude, just go and fucking stop. Just go over there.
Stay over there and just chill. Chill
But
with
he
your
couldn't.
farm animals and your elephants and all your cars and
Right.
helicopters.
They let this nigga build his own prison. He was still running his operation, and he couldn't just like chill in peace. He had to kill some motherfuckers in the prison, and that brought more heat. It's like arrogance brings motherfuckers down. And I guess that's the moral of the story today.
Yeah.
I don't know. But damn.
That was they had a good thing going. It's just, when you make the song the same title as the unemployment company and then you
nigga said EDD.
You wanted to get caught.
Yeah. He said, you got to sell cocaine. I just filed a claim. And on that note, we are out of here. God damn. Yeah, man. Listen, thank you guys for tuning in another week, Ghetto Correspondent News Network. I enjoy this. I look forward to doing this every week. Just digging through the internet to find like entertainment. I know, we sometimes we dive into heavy, deep shit like the politics or the injustice to Black America, and trying to find a balance, which is why we ended it with, rappers doing rapper shit, so hopefully you guys have been entertained. Frankie, you got anything you want to hit the people with?
Man, watch the videos and subscribe and hit the notification button so you know when these videos drop.
That's a fact. And make sure y'all, like I said, if y'all got any information that you want to share, our socials are in the description. You can find us. We're not hard to find. Send us a message. Whatever you got to say, get in the comments. Let us know how you feel. It is what it is. And we'll be back next week. Thank you guys for listening. Frankie, enjoy yourself. I'll be in touch.
Be safe.
Everybody else, till next time. Peace.